On this week's Faster Than the World podcast, we cover the big surprise debut on Raw, all 4 matches from this week's NXT, a double dose of Book 'em or Bust 'em, and we check in on the road with Zicky Dice. It's the Faster Than the World podcast. Are you ready, Jake?
I'm fucking ready, Fritz.
Here we go!
Hello again and welcome to the Faster Than the World podcast. I am Jake.
This is the amazing Fritz.
And we had a great week on NXT this week. We had a great week in WWE in general this week.
Outstanding so far, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
The big news online this week, blowing up all over the place, was the surprise debut of former NXT champion Sami Zayn, the former El Generico, debuting on Raw this week, challenging John Cena for the U.S. title. What do you think about the match, Jake?
I thought the match itself was good. There was a few, botched spots or whatever, but I just could not believe I just saw the former El Generico on Raw wrestling John Cena, no less. I'm still amazed. It was like I was watching The Twilight Zone or some shit that I'd want to see on fantasy booking or something like that.
From the second I realized that Bret Hart was announcing Sami Zayn coming out in Montreal against Cena for the U.S. belt, I was dumbfounded. I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. I thought there was a chance they were going to put Zayn over and give him the belt. Admittedly, I will confess I was marking a bit. He's a former luchador. I can support him. I have no shame in supporting a fellow brother luchador, brother under the mask. Like you said, there was a couple little hiccups in the match here and there. It looks like online reports are saying the word on the sheets is saying that Zayn hurt himself in his entrance. Appeared to may have hurt his shoulder. No word yet on if it's a significant injury, which of course sounds like then it's not a significant injury. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, it's not going to affect his appearance at Takeover in a couple weeks.
Yeah, he awesome job wrestling through the match, and then he did all the cool spots that you're used to Sami Zayn doing to Cena, and it was just amazing shit, man.
And they definitely were putting him over as a former NXT champion, so they're definitely recognizing that brand and trying to build it quite a bit. Like they've been mentioning it a lot with Neville, and now they're mentioning it with Zayn. So they're definitely recognizing they've got a hot commodity in the NXT show and the NXT workers. It's what we've been saying all along.
This is true. And going into NXT this week, we have another person on the main roster, Emma versus Charlotte. Emma wearing Bayley's attire, wearing her shirts and having a few of her headbands on that she was throwing to the crowd or mocking the third of the crowd,
faking the crowd out, doing the real heel work.
This is a great match. I especially liked where Charlotte tried to slam Emma's head in the mat, but she used that to used the second rope to catapult her feet into Charlotte's face. That was a pretty awesome spot. Emma, I always find Emma entertaining, but
Emma as a heel is interesting to watch because her character has taken such a turn. It's interesting to see her changing up her offense quite a bit. And we always talk about how much we like watching the women's division on NXT, and we talk about how much confidence they have in them. And I think it's showing that confidence having them lead off the show this week. As much as having the main event, a takeover episode, having them lead off the show, which is normally your hot spot, where you put in somebody exciting. It shows that they really they trust what these girls can do in the ring, and I think they've demonstrated they're worthy of that trust.
Oh yeah, and as much as we're hyping up Emma here, she fell short this week. Charlotte hitting the natural selection. Charlotte wins, and then Bayley comes out. And, she just gives Emma a little hug at first.
Yeah, a conciliatory hug, it seemed like. It's okay. Mm-hmm. You lost one. No big deal.
Bayley's a hugger.
Maybe, she's a hugger. Maybe you lost one, and you mocked me a little bit. Oh, and you stole my stuff. Oh, and wait a minute. And then Bayley turns. Emma tries to wiggle out. No, belly to Bayley. Insult to injury, or injury to injury in this case, on Emma. And Bayley then victoriously snatches back her T-shirt and headband. Then cuts to a Becky Lynch promo, which I liked quite a bit. Oh yeah. It was not only Becky Lynch talking, but telling her personal history, going all the way back to being a child, watching the Dynamite Kid, which immediately I already liked Becky Lynch, but once she said she was a fan of the Dynamite Kid, I'm now going to go on record. I am a Becky Lynch mark. She liked Dynamite Kid, and then I had to forgive her for saying she also liked HBK. But then she also liked The Rock, so I guess those two cancel each other out.
I found out something pretty cool, that she was the youngest female wrestler in Japan ever.
Yep. So youngest foreign female
Well, I don't know if she's counting that Kenny Omega match where Kenny Omega wrestled that little girl. But
yeah, I guess perhaps that record's been broken since then.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Well, that girl was Japanese, so she wasn't for it.
Oh, okay, that's true.
So
okay,
that's true. Yep.
Okay. And then we go into an Owens.
Becky keeps the belt, and especially like she closed out the promo with calling it NXT, which I liked a lot.
That was good. And then we go to a sit-down interview with Kevin Owens and Michael Cole, of all people. And, it's your basic Kevin Owens talking. He talks real maniacal, real slow, but he pretty much is putting over...
And really worked the heel angle where he took genuine offense at something Michael Cole said and went out of his way to verbally bully Michael Cole on camera.
This is true. It was good. It was great.
I think... Once again, they're showing they recognize they've got a hot commodity because now Michael Cole, the Raw announcer, is now on the NXT, and and not only that, it's to build up one of the upcoming shows. It wasn't just a spot appearance.
This is true. And then we go into Bull Dempsey coming out, and I was kind of excited to see old Bull again, but then of course then Rhino comes out after him, and pretty much a match is set up. The big gore, Rhino wins handedly. What'd you think of the match?
It was quick, is what you expect from these guys. I think Rhino was working with a few guys to teach these guys how to be kind of monsters. So it's no surprise. Then after the match, of course, Rhino calls out Baron Corbin, which we heard previously. These guys have worked together on the live shows.
Yes.
So I guess this is going to be a bona fide feud now. We're going to see it on camera.
Pretty stoked on that. I'm sure Rhino's helping Corbin out just like you were saying. Then we go into the back with the Sasha Banks promo. She's staring at the a Moolah picture, and then she turns around and pretty much cuts the basic Sasha Banks promo.
Saying she's the greatest of all time. She's the, Moolah was the greatest, but then until Sasha Banks came on the scene. So now she's saying the boss is the greatest diva of them all.
Yes, yeah. And then much like the Sami Zayn versus Cena match, how I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, seeing this next segment where Regal introducing Uhaa Nation to sign and showing
very excitedly introducing Uhaa Nation without actually introducing him, but greeting him on camera. And then producing a contract for him to sign on camera.
Making him seem like a big deal, him walking into NXT and everything. I guess they're just playing off the internet hype of his signing.
And then instantly going into a video package for him. But once again, they haven't given his name up. And the weirdest thing ever, it was a video package with no highlights. The closest thing we saw to any of Uhaa's big moves was the mighty bounce off the rope.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the start of all it, man. That's the foundation. We saw the foundation.
Bounce the rope. Right. That's the foundation.
But then we go into Scott Dawson and Zach Wilder coming out.
That's the mechanics.
Mm-hmm. They're coming out to wrestle Enzo and Kaz, the tag team we all know and love, the Staten Island Strike Force.
Yep.
But their music had to be stopped a little bit.
They had to restart the music. They let it play through a full 2 times. We never got to see the Strike Force. We weren't sure what was happening until cut to backstage. It appears Cass was turtling. He was covering up. And it appears Blake and Murphy were having their way with Enzo and Cass backstage. We don't know if they bushwhacked him or what. But
I'm saying they bushwhacked him.
You're calling it bushwhack?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And then
heel champions, they can bushwhack.
And then we go into
part of the protocol.
The Becky versus Sasha Banks contract signing, where I thought it was pretty good here, where Becky just kind of signs it, and Sasha just has like a nice little stamp that she puts on the top, which is pretty awesome. And then it ends up where Sasha throws the table, but Becky gets the upper hand and puts her in that one of those great arm bars that we saw last week. Yeah,
definitely building up this feud with these two. It should be settled soon at TakeOver. I'm looking forward to it. And again, like we were talking about earlier, they definitely have confidence in these ladies. They're giving them lots of screen time because we got to see, not only did we see a match, we got to see a continuing of a feud when Bayley came out, and we got to see 2 promos for a contract signing on the women's division on this episode. It's they definitely know what they have, and perhaps they know they got a little more attention with the that Vice article we mentioned last week.
Most definitely, and I think I got
Sarah Del Rey working overtime.
Oh yeah, I definitely got a little bit ahead of myself. I think there was definitely a Sami Zayn Michael Cole sit down promo as well.
Yeah. He basically filmed a response to Kevin Owens' promo where basically he called out Owens saying he was a liar, whereas Owens was setting forth saying, hey, look, this isn't personal, it's just about the title. Zayn made it clear, no, he made it personal from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, he attacked him, yeah, whatever. And then going back to where we were, Dana Brooks Alex Riley promo in his mom's house. And the way we know it's Alex Riley's mom's house is because there's the only one poster of Alex Riley ever been sold, and it was sold to his mom. And then he admits the best
I
news
confess
of
I
all.
was not aware there was ever an Alex Riley poster available. I'm not saying I would have spent any money on it, even in a mocking fashion, but I didn't put together that it was his mom's house. You're absolutely right. So it was a highlight from last week, showing the main event last week where Sami Zayn and Riley were going at it until Owens came out and attacked both of them, laid them both out, and then it cut to Alex Riley's mom's house, where Alex started off with the very somber. It sounded like the classic face. I'm going to recount my history, and I'm going to let you guys know I'm fired up and coming back. And he talked about his history over leaving the Miz and being an announcer, then coming back to the ring, and just when you thought it was you're ready to go to the bathroom or do whatever else you would normally do in an Alex Riley promo, he gave you the big swerve and said, "Well, it seems like the people don't want to see Alex Riley, so you're not going to see Alex Riley for a while." Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think in all seriousness, they're trying to get Alex Riley to be like the Tommy Dreamer of NXT, where people booed Tommy Dreamer forever, and there was that one time where he switched, and then he was the face of the company, wearing the ECW shirts until the fall of the company. So I think that's what they're trying to do, but I think Alex Riley might be the wrong guy.
That's an interesting thought. I had not considered that, because I got to tell you, I think it's very hard to ever consider that the what did they call him one time? The blue chip athlete, Alex Riley, with his very large frame and his just oozing frat boy Boston College-ness. I think it's going to be very hard to ever build him as the underground or counterculture or even underdog character. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
stranger things have happened in the wrestling world. I'm sure of it. I just can't think of any.
It'd be cool if you could prove us wrong, Alex. But then we go into a Dana Brooks promo. Very good promo, I thought. She just kind of runs down Charlotte and mentions that she's the superior diva, just like your basic.
Now calling herself the total diva. I think we've made it no secret from the get-go. We like Dana Brooke. She's doing a great job being a heel. She's confident talking. She's confident in the ring. She takes her time in the ring with. It's clear she doesn't have a huge repertoire of offense. Probably I'm assuming from a general lack of experience in the ring. But she's great at what she's doing. She's definitely comfortable with the gimmick they've given her. Again, credit to Sarah Del Rey for all the work she does on NXT with the women's division. Another standout moment in the show.
And then we go to the main event of the evening with they show Finn Balor coming out at ringside, throwing up the Bullet Club to the fans and everything.
Surprisingly, throwing up a Bullet Club sign on camera. And strangely, not going to the announce position, but literally sitting at ringside as if he was the timekeeper.
He was scouting out the match, and because Hideo and Breeze and Finn are going to have a big three-way at TakeOver, but it was just Breeze and Hideo in the ring for I think the 5th or 6th time. Great match. I
think they're the Cena Orton of NXT.
They are.
You don't hate to see them, but you're not terribly excited at this point.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
It's going to be an awesome match. Maybe they'll pull something new out, and they kind of did. Hideo used a little bit of offense you don't normally see from him. The tornado hot shot, I guess, where he draped Tyler's neck over the rope, and what I liked, I don't even know what to call it, where he hopped over prone Tyler Breeze and then just kind of swept his foot back, this little sweeping back kick.
A little disrespect.
Yeah, a little.
But all these Hideo did real great in this match, but it just led up to a spot where they spilled out to the outside, and Tyler Breeze moves out the way for Hideo to hit Finn Balor of all people with the running
fierce kick.
Knocking him outside
through
of the
barricade,
railing, through the barricade, and then through the barricade. And then when they go into the ring. Tyler Breeze misses a beauty shot for Hideo to hit his big double kick for the win. Then Breeze attacks Tyler. Finn comes in to save Hideo, the guy who just kicked him, for Finn to stand tall at the end of the show.
Yeah, and then Finn then surprisingly goes to attack Hideo, only to be stopped by a supermodel kick on Finn, followed by a very quick beauty shot on Hideo. So Tyler leaves standing tall at the end of the match. A couple strange moments in the match. I thought I've been critical in the past of some of the chants of the NXT arena. Once again, it seems like this match they got really excited about chanting a few times, and then they kind of forgot to pay attention to the match.
Oh, yeah.
One notable chant that I took a personal offense to was they said Breeze is basic, and I'm going to say Breeze was absolutely not basic this week. He stepped up his tight game significantly. He rocked some new tights, rocking the rarely seen metallic animal print with fur trim. That is some haute couture, is what that is. No other word for it. It's French. Look it up.
Well, after we review the big show,
so that's the end of all the matches for this week. So now it's time for a very quick double dose of the new installment on the Faster Than the World podcast. It's the Book 'em or Bust 'em. You ready, Jake?
I'm ready.
Double dose. You ready for 2?
I'm ready for 2.
All right. First up, Enzo Amore. Book 'em or bust 'em?
Book him. I'm sure that you could. He's definitely seems eager to work in the ring, and that seems to be his flaw. And he's great on the mic. So with anything, you could have him as a heel manager. But I think he's good as a tag team wrestler, even as he's he's very new to being a pro wrestler himself.
Gotcha. So that's a book 'em.
That's a book 'em.
I agree. I think you're on to something, but for a different reason, slightly different reason than what you were saying. I think you were on to something when you said heel manager, and that would be exactly what I would use him for. I would have him as a mouthpiece and keep him out of the ring, except outside of 6-mans or pay-per-views, or somehow rounding out the stable to take the fall. But generally speaking, I want him on the stick, and that's it. But book him.
Yeah, okay, cool. We got both book them for Enzo Amore, and we said a double dose this week. Who's the second competitor?
Well, I felt we had to bring him on this week since he's apparently jumping up to Raw. Sami Zayn.
Oh, well, I mean, I think this is very obvious. I know I don't want to seem too positive with all these guys, but I would definitely book Sami Zayn. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and it was great to see him on Raw, just like we said. His moveset is awesome. It's very innovative. Yeah, book him.
Book him. Well,
what about you, Fritz?
I can't give him 100% book him. I know it's a surprise. I supported him earlier. He is a former luchador, a former brother under the mask. My hesitation with Sammy is he is a little injury prone. So with book him or bust him, the concept being, if you were starting a company, would you sign him today? I might have to sit on this contract for a weekend and think about it. Most likely, I'd sign him. Most likely he's getting booked. But there's a hesitation with, especially with his debut this week, getting injured on camera. He does have a little bit of concern with his health and with the wrestling and for wanting him to be a top guy, because he's amazing. You'd want him to be a top guy. It's a little concern for me. So I'm going to give a neutral. He doesn't get busted, but I'm not throwing piles of money at him either to book him.
All right.
So that's it for Book 'em or Bust 'em this week. We both agree on definitely book Enzo, but for different reasons. And Jake goes for his 4th book 'em in a row with Sami Zayn, and I give a dissenting meh on it.
All right. And then now that we're wrapped that up, we do have a big interview where we catch back up with former Nick from Heart to Heart, now Zicky Dice. Since we caught up with him in the past with WrestleMania, he's now traveled from California to Illinois to train under the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. And
who's that run by?
That is run by Seth Rollins and a few other guys down there are up there in Illinois.
Well, he was really nice before. I certainly hope the sinister authority and Seth Rollins' influence hasn't turned that kid.
I mean, I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, but he was a little crass to say the least. But here's the exclusive interview with Zicky Dice here on Faster Than the World podcast. Hello, everyone. This is Jacob Grandi reporting for PJTWCentral.com. We're here with Nick Zoppo. You know him from Heart to Heart. How you doing, Nick?
Good. I'm sorry. I got to correct you. It's Zoppo, brother.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all good. You know what? But you can just call me Zicky Dice. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Zicky, what's up, man? I heard you, had some troubles on the road.
Oh, yes. I just moved from Orchid, California to Moline, Illinois. I'm in my second day in my apartment. We drove straight through, me, my lady, and my puppy, Ric Flair, and we drove straight through. We got to, the first night we drove from my house to Mesquite, Nevada. We stayed overnight, and then from Mesquite, we drove through. We stopped at this little gas station in Beaver, Utah, and this guy rides up on an ATV, and he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, your trailer tire, the wire's showing on that tire. So we're like, ah, shit. So we go over to a shop. I have a spare. We pull it out and take off the tire. And we realize that the axle, the springs, and the frame are just completely jacked. Which is terrible news when you're trying to make it on a budget and still survive out here without a job. Although I do have an interview tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
But, you know, it wasn't in the plans for the money, so we didn't know what else to do. We couldn't get enough to fix it. We kind of rode as far as we could. We went super slow, and we were able to make it. I actually have it set up to get repaired here this week, but it was very, very dangerous. But that was a $1,200 fix that we just couldn't swing at this moment.
Shit, man, I'm glad everyone's okay, you know?
Definitely. I mean, going through those Colorado mountains is pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
There was like a spot after he told us in Utah, too, that we drove through mountains, and there was like 3 hours of just dead zone. I think me and you were supposed to actually talk that day.
Yeah, that's true. We had to postpone it.
I wasn't able to meet with you just because it was complete dead zone. My anxiety was going through the roof. But I'm glad that we're here and everything's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Life is good. Life is good.
That's true. I heard you last time we talked. You said that you're writing a little bit. Have you wrote any songs on the road or anything like that?
I've started jotting down lyric ideas. The guys have been sending me demos here and there. I'm supposed to be getting more as we go. So we are in fact writing a new record. So far, the songs, the demos that I'm getting, the riffs are sounding awesome. It's going to be a really interesting, fun record.
That's cool. That's what's up.
So far. But, you know, everything can always change, but so far it sounded pretty cool.
That's what's up. So, and of course you're traveling cross country to go to, wrestling school, train to be a, wrestler. What's the name of the school again?
I'm going to the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy that is put on by Merrick Brave and Seth Rollins. And I start that on Thursday. Thursday night is the first class, so I'm all moved in, have a job interview tomorrow. Still trying to get settled in, unpack everything, but just stoked to start training. I got a roommate here with me, and he's also going to the school. He's super badass, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, fuck it. Where is he from Illinois, or did he travel far too?
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Oh, nice. Some good wrestlers out there.
He moved in with me, to cut costs of rent, so we can both work and train. So we're doing a lot of training. I believe that we have 24-hour access to the gym. So once that starts, I plan to I've already been training a little bit with Vendetta Pro in Santa Maria and doing some circuit training with Orchid Fitness Club back home to try and prepare me for what I'm about to get myself into. But I'm ready to bust my ass and start making some changes and take over the world.
Fuck yeah, dude. So when you said have you started yet, or when do you start?
I start Thursday. Black and Brave starts this Thursday.
Cool, that's what's up. Is there any names that, other than of course Seth Rollins training you, is there any names that have come out of this school before, or is it?
Not recently. The school's fairly new. I believe we were the second class. I believe. If not, maybe the third class. But yeah, they're already booked up all the way to January of next year. The class is definitely picking up. I'll be here for about 3 to 4 months training, and then probably do some indie stuff after that, and hopefully, get my call from WWE and sign a contract and be the best thing that ever happened to them.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And speaking of WWE, you've actually already made it on SmackDown.
That's right. I am now known as Zicky Dice, as seen on WWE's SmackDown. Yep, that's it. You'll find the t-shirt soon. I'll be doing signings and photo shoots and all that. You know what happened? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I applied for Tough Enough, and the question is WWE tough enough for Zicky Dice? I don't know. I am waiting to hear back from them. Obviously, they put me on the Titantron and had to show the world what Zicky Dice was about, so let's hope they don't make the mistake on passing on me before someone else picks me up.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn have even made it to the SmackDown Titantron yet, so you're
right. And you know what? Put me in the ring with both of those clowns at the same time with a blindfold behind my back. We can do a hair versus beard match for all I care. All I know is I'm going to handle business, and I will absolutely whoop anyone's ass in the ring.
Fuck yeah, dude. You got a way better beard than Kevin Owens, I must say.
Damn right. I'll take Daniel Bryan's off, too.
Well, fuck yeah, man. Do you watch it? So I guess you watch SmackDown. Have you had time to watch any of the other current product?
You know what? I have not, all because of the move. I missed NXT. I am about to start unpacking some boxes. So I think I'll throw it on there and focus on it. And, while I work. And I'm excited for Raw tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it was pretty...
Everything's looking good. I like the way things are going over there.
Nice. So did you see they brought Neville up?
Yes, that's awesome. Adrian Neville, well, I like how they call him Neville now, is an amazing wrestler and superstar, and I think he's bound for great things.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Is it so? You said like, do you like the? Do you think your style is gonna be more like the Kevin Owens strong style, or you think you're gonna be doing some sentons and 450s?
You know what? I got a little tricks up my sleeve. Zicky Dice is a little bit of a magic man. I guess I'm gonna save the surprises when you actually come to the show and watch how quick I whoop someone's ass in there. I'm sure you'll be real surprised at the things I can do.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, that's cool. It's cool. So
you know what? I'm sick of putting up this front like I'm the good guy. I'm gonna be honest with you and tell it first. Heart to heart, I only use that to get to the stepping stone where I am now. Zicky Dice is gonna take over. I'm going solo and I'm doing this on my own. That's all I need. I just needed to get the fans' attention, get a little bit of hype, and they're all suckers for believing me because I'm gonna show them and I'm gonna show the world what Zicky Dice is really about.
Well, hell yeah, dude. I think we're all stoked to see it, man. You said you had a buddy there that's training as well. How many guys are in your class?
I believe there's 10 of us. There's gonna be 10 of us training. 2 females and I believe 8 males. Awesome.
Did anybody travel as far as you did to?
There's one guy from Seattle, and me and him are the furthest away, and then there's a few guys from actually the Quad Cities area where we are now, and then a few people from Chicago area as well, and like St. Louis, Missouri, I believe as well.
Yeah, like surrounding areas. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I had to come train with the absolute best. I mean, I'd be a clown not to train with Rollins.
I'm saying, yeah, that's pretty awesome that he started the school and everything. Have you ever had a chance to meet Rollins? Like, just
I have, yeah. I've met him a few times, and I'm gonna be real. It's gonna be real sad when student whoops sensei, and for a non-title match. I mean, he might as well throw it on the line, and I'm just training with him to learn from him, so I know exactly what I have to do to beat him.
Well, he doesn't travel alone. He's got J&J, he's got Kane. How are you planning on going against those gentlemen, taking on those?
I got my puppy Ric Flair right here. He knows how to tag. He knows how to lock up. We're still working on the woo, and still working on him shitting on the carpet. But I think me and Ric Flair will be just fine.
Hell yeah. Well, that's fucking awesome, Nick. Maybe you can hit us up after you get done watching NXT. You can jump on Faster in the World with us.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll send you the bill for this interview. I told you $450 an hour, but I think I'm gonna have to raise the prices now.
Oh, come on, man.
Got some gambling debts I gotta pay off.
All right, well, Mr. Dice, I really appreciate it, and I'll maybe start a payment plan with you.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
I appreciate you having me. Feel free. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Zicky Dice, Instagram, all that. And stay posted with my training. We can talk maybe in a few weeks, and we can do like an update report on how things are going over here at Black and Brave and Moline, Illinois.
Yeah, that would be perfect, man. I really appreciate your time.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate you having me on the show. Stay in touch, and we'll be doing this again real soon.
Yeah, and that's Jacob Grandi at JG Pro Wrestling on Twitter, and follow everything we do at pjtwcentral.com. And thanks a lot, guys.
Hell yeah, baby.
Well, that was it, folks. The exclusive interview with now Zicky Dice here at Fashion in the World podcast. What'd you think, Fritz?
Surprising. Definitely some harsh words from hard man doing hard time on the road there with getting into the wrestling business. But then again, I guess you gotta be a hard man to get into the wrestling business. So definitely wish him all the luck in the world. Certainly hopes he didn't plan on talking that smack face to face anytime soon.
Oh, dude, yeah. Good thing he's up in Illinois and not down here in North Carolina. That's all I got to say. But there was a great...
The Grandi posse runs deep. You best recognize.
But it was a great NXT this week.
I thought so. As we've talked about, I talked about earlier, and we've talked about all the time, the women's division on NXT is truly phenomenal, and I think this episode, more than any other, shows it. Like we got several promos from the ladies. We
contract signing, a great opening match.
Great opening match, continuing several feuds. You got to see new stars, or upcoming superstars. The men definitely took a back seat on this episode, but all in all, a great match. Only 4 matches this week. Normally, we're getting a little spoiled, getting used to 5, but the 4 matches we saw, 3.5 match we saw.
Yeah, Rhino definitely did short work of Bull.
Oh, I wasn't counting the tag match that didn't happen.
Oh, yes.
So I guess when you get right down to it, we saw 2.5 matches.
Okay.
2.5 matches and an intro, but still fantastic all around. As always, NXT great this week.
Yeah, and if you want to keep up with us throughout the week, hit me up at JG Pro Wrestling on Twitter, or go to PJTWCentral.com for all the podcasts in the PJTW Central network. Review of Raw, Total Dang We Love Divas, and Peter Talks SmackDown. Faster than the world, can't slow down.
See ya!